afternoon and welcome to Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. I'm Principal Ross THIBAULT, and at this time it's my pleasure to invite the senior members of the Harmonics up to sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Should the boys be in the middle and the altos on the other side?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. One, two, three.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, and welcome to Dartmouth Memorial Stadium for the Class of 2021 commencement exercises. I am INES FARIAS, Class of 2021 Treasurer, and it is my honor to welcome family, friends, and of course the Class of 2021 to our graduation ceremony. I ask that everyone please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Class of 2021, family and friends, you may now be seated. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce Dartmouth High School Principal, Mr. Ross THIBAULT.
Thank you, Inez. Good afternoon, faculty, family, friends, Superintendent Gifford, members of the school committee, and most importantly, you, the class of 2021. Welcome to Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. It's my pleasure to serve as the MC for today's class of 2021 commencement exercises. But before I introduce our next speaker, I'd like to take just a moment to speak directly to the class of 2021 for one final time. Today is June 6th, and the history teacher in me cannot think of a more appropriate day for you, the most resilient class in recent history at Dartmouth High School, to be celebrating your high school graduation. Now, for the members of the class, and there can't be many of you who maybe history wasn't your favorite subject, the significance of today's date is that June 6th is and will forever be known as D-Day. It is the day that the greatest generation of Americans, the generation of World War II, launched a massive and daring invasion to free Europe and the world of the hatred and tyranny that Nazi Germany had envisioned for us all. Class of 2021, while no one has asked you to storm the beaches of Normandy, make no mistake about it, you have faced a great deal of adversity. You have given up many of the normal traditions and experiences that have come to be expected of a senior year in high school, and I believe and hope that in the long run, you will be better for it. You see, in America, because of that greatest generation, we have enjoyed a comfort of living and freedoms that we've come to take for granted, that no previous generation on this earth has enjoyed. Think back to March 13th, 2020. What might you have done differently if you had only known that that would be the last day together as a class for nearly 15 months, or for exactly 15 months, actually? Class of 2021, my hope for you is that this pandemic has taught you a few truths that you'll take with you as you leave Dartmouth High School. And the first is, take time to appreciate in life the small things, the small moments, because we truly never know when they might be taken from us. I also hope that you'll never underestimate the power of science and a can-do attitude. You have come of age in an era of immense backlash against science, where uninformed opinions and conspiracy theories are treated the same as informed knowledge. I assure you, they are not. Err on the side of science, informed knowledge, and critical evaluation of information, and you'll be far better off than those who simply rely on social media. And speaking of social media, I hope you'll also remember that being a critic of others on social media is not the same as actually contributing to your community. Merely complaining about things from behind a screen does nothing to improve your lot in life. And as President Teddy Roosevelt reminded us in his Man in the Arena speech, it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. Roosevelt reminds us that it is this man who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold, timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Class of 2021, you are not cold, timid souls. You are entering the workforce, enlisting in our armed services, heading off to the very best colleges and universities across this nation to study disciplines such as molecular biology, neuroscience, and biochemistry, just to name a few. Class of 2021, you are the doer of deeds. Congratulations, and best of luck to each and every one of you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce a true advocate for the class of 2021, a young man who I will truly miss collaborating with next year, class of 2021 President, Mr. Christian GWODZ-SILVEIRA.
Class of 2021. I just want to simply start off by saying, wow. I don't think anyone expected for our senior year to end like this. Matter of fact, I didn't even think we'd be sitting here today. But I tried to stay positive while pushing forward, and I'm extremely grateful that we are. I want to attribute my speech to anyone who might have lost a loved one to the terrible virus, or to anyone who might be missing a loved one in the audience today. Although they're not physically here, they're watching over you on this great day. I personally would like to thank Mrs. Franco for opening my first opportunity here at the high school. If it wasn't for her appointing me to the position that I was, I don't think I'd be standing here today. And to Miss Brittingham, Miss Taylor, as well as the other class officers, I cannot thank you enough for the continuous patience, work, and dedication you put towards our grade. If it were not for all of you, we would not have had even close to as successful of a year as we did. Sorry. Today marks the day that we all start the walk down our paths to adulthood. Most kids in this audience will be going off to college and spend the next years of their lives staying up late studying or partying. And we'll walk out of college with great degrees and hopefully jobs to go with those degrees. But there are kids in this audience who also risk their lives on the front lines defending our great nation with honor. There are also many people who will be going straight into the workforce because, let's face it, the school thing isn't for everyone. But no matter what path you decide to take, one second, sorry, the pages keep flipping. I'd never want you guys to forget the memorable years that we had here at Dartmouth High School. I have so many amazing memories myself, but my all-time favorite was being able to stand with my fellow students alongside our teachers to advocate for a fair contract. The sense of community and togetherness that came from doing this helped to build so many great relationships that would have never been created otherwise. We are a generation of change, and that change starts here in our small town. I know there are kids in this audience who will go on to do great things, whether it be in a political sense or a scientific manner. All I know is that the sky is the limit, so don't ever let anyone hold you back. I would like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck in whatever path you decide to take throughout life. Just know your family and friends are always there to help you, they love you, and they support you. And never forget about the amazing town that you came from. Class of 2021, it has been real. Thank you for making the past 4 years the best time of my life.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the Class of 2021 Valedictorian, Ms. Sarah HARTMAN.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, and congratulations to the Dartmouth High School Class of 2021. It's very nice to see all your smiling faces. On behalf of the Class of 2021, I would like to offer a big thank you to the administration, custodial staff, nurses, secretaries, security, and cafeteria workers for making this school year possible and ensuring that we are all happy, safe, and healthy. Thank you to Christian, Mia, Inez, and Abby for making our senior year one to remember. And to the teachers and guidance counselors for continuously supporting and inspiring us over the past 4 years. We recognize that your jobs have been harder this year than they ever have been, and want to thank you for persevering and giving us some sense of normalcy in this far from normal year. Thank you to the family and friends that know us a little too well. Whether you are sitting here in the audience or tuning in from home, know that you have positively impacted our lives in many ways. Graduates, please stand up and show some appreciation to those who came here today to support you. I would like to personally recognize my parents for dedicating the past 35 years to successfully raising their 5 children. I love you, Mom and Dad. Thank you for everything. Congratulations to my parents and all the soon-to-be empty nesters as you take a new step in your journey today. Know that our newfound independence is a sign that you did something right. And congratulations to the Dartmouth High School Class of 2021. I am very proud of all of us for the hard work we have put in for the past 13 years. The talent that this class possesses in music, art, athletics, innovation, and leadership is extremely special. Our class has continued to excel in extracurriculars, even if they were in a different format this year. Many of you have pushed forward to roll out of bed and log on to the Google Meet, even on days when you did not think that was possible. Some of you have gone through and overcome unimaginable personal challenges throughout your childhood, during your 4 years of high school, and especially over the past year. Your perseverance in continuing to move forward and attaining this incredible goal is remarkable. Our class has experienced an enormous amount of loss, but our ability to bounce back and find joy in even the hardest times is astounding. Our diploma is not just a representation of our academic accomplishments, but of how much we have grown and adapted as people. Today marks a huge turning point in our lives. Since kindergarten, we were on a path guided by our families and teachers through elementary, middle, and high school with the ultimate goal of graduating in 2021, and here we are. As we receive our diplomas today, we set out on a new path, a path that has never existed and has no endpoint, an exciting, scary path that we get to pave ourselves as we embark into the great unknown. This is the biggest transition of our lives, but I know that we can handle it, just like we handled 12 new schedule transitions in the uncertainty of a pandemic. We have no idea what the world has in store for us or what tomorrow's biggest triumphs and challenges may be. Some of us may follow a fairly linear pathway through life like we have planned today. However, most, if not all of our paths will have roadblocks, obstacles, twists and turns and ups and downs and many laps and circles. Just remember, in the words of J.R.R. Tolkien, not all those who wander are lost. Don't be afraid to explore. Take a step off the beaten path. Welcome life's challenges as a source of growth, and maybe you will learn a bit about where you fit into this world along the way. The only advice I have as we set off on our journeys is to always be true to yourself. We are living in a world that is becoming more polarized every day. Our society wants us to see the world as black and white, as right and wrong. We're asked to choose a side and blend in with the crowd. However, this beautifully complex world is not meant to be lived in black and white. We need brave people like you who can reach across disciplines and see our world from new perspectives. The only way we can move forward and brighten our world is if we see ourselves and others as the unique individuals that we are. We are not defined by our looks, career, political party, or the school we went to, but by our unique experiences and who we are as people. We are all capable of forming our opinions and making your own decisions. We are all capable of being leaders and advocating for causes that we care about, whether that means organizing a rally or setting an example by helping people in need. Remember not to compare yourself to others. We are all born into different circumstances, have different strengths and weaknesses, and face unique challenges every day. No one can be the best at life because there are infinite ways to find meaning and happiness. There is room in this world for all of us to shine brightly and make meaningful contributions, especially when we stay true to ourselves. I challenge you to add color to this world by always tapping into your creative side, as many of you have already shown. Sing, dance, frolic, and have fun with the people you love. Write that romance novel you've practically written in your head for ages. Start that business you've always wanted to start. Paint the mural you've always envisioned on the highway. File a patent for your newest invention. Start that family. Run for President of the United States. Chase your dream job, or even create your own. Follow your heart's deepest desire. Don't let your amazing ideas stay stuck inside your head. Take them outside and make a difference. As Dartmouth High School class of 2021, I'm excited to see the 265 ways that we will change the world. And we missed out on a lot this year. We never got to be the loudest class at the pep rally, but we can be the loudest class at graduation. Let's give a yell. Give a yell. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Associate Principal Rachel CHAVIER.
Good afternoon. I am presenting on behalf of Mia Clark, Vice President of the Class of 2021. It is my honor to be introducing this year's faculty speaker, Mr. WESLEY LIMA, who will address the Class of 2021. Mr. Lima is an English teacher who is beloved by our class, who began teaching at Dartmouth High School as we entered as freshmen. Over the past 4 years, Mr. Lima has consistently put his students first, has always encouraged us to be our very best while also enjoying our time as Dartmouth High School students. For this, I think I speak for all the members of the class when I say we will miss seeing Mr. Lima each day, especially on Floral Fridays. Mr. Lima himself is a graduate of Dartmouth High School class of 2010 and earned his bachelor's degree from the University of North Carolina before going on to earn a master's degree from the University of Miami. Mr. Lima began his teaching career as part of the Teach for America program and taught for 3 years in Miami, Florida, before returning to Dartmouth High School in the fall of 2017. Mr. Lima is an inspirational teacher who has gone out of his way to create a bond with all of his students. And our class is honored to have him speak at our graduation ceremony today. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Lima to the podium.
Thank you, Rachel, Mia. Good afternoon, parents, families, friends, faculty, administrators, and most importantly, the class of 2021. It is an honor and a privilege to be speaking to you today. We started our journey together here 4 short years ago, and it is not beyond me that our shared experiences since have then tied our reputations together. Or, as Logan Paiva once told me, we made you. And she's not totally wrong. Teaching this class has been the highlight of my professional life and the fulfillment of a purpose I dreamed about while sitting in your chairs for my own DHS graduation exactly 11 years ago today. You see, I am what Emily Fantasia once called one of the lucky ones. I knew at your age that this was what I was meant to do, to emulate the people I admired most in my life, my teachers and coaches. I might have doubted it when I first started, as I taught to a cramped room of 35 reluctant summer school students in the south side of Chicago, where the temperature in my room was typically in the mid-90s. I doubted it even more when in my first year in Teach for America, my administrator told me, you might be good at this someday, just not today. But my sense of purpose is what kept me going. My desire to do this work, to help young people become adults and find joy in English class or on the sports field, just as I had once done. In the summer of 2017, I received 3 separate phone calls that would alter my life and ultimately bring me back to Dartmouth, where my destiny became intertwined with this class. The first is a big part of what made me leave Miami, other than the fact that every day is hotter than it is here today. My mom, my rock, had been diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. I'll spare you the suspense. She fought it like a warrior, and it is here today, healthier and happier than before. But it shook my 25-year-old world. The second was on June 22nd, when Mr. Thibault called me and told me I had been hired for my dream job, to teach in the school that saw me grow from boy to man. I still get emotional thinking about the euphoria of that phone call, but I think I played it pretty cool at the time, right, Mr. Thibault? Exactly 4 weeks later, however, still reveling in the excitement of my new job and ready to give back to the community I love so much, my world was again turned upside down when a follow-up appointment after a routine lymph node removal led to words no one has ever prepared for. I, too, had cancer at 25 years old. Processing this in the face of so much change and uncertainty made me feel like Holden Caulfield's cliff wasn't just in his imagination. Every day for that first month of the school year, I rushed out at the bell to beat the buses and race across town for radiation therapy, and then back to school for football practice. My students and athletes were none the wiser, and I preferred it that way. I didn't want any excuse not to be the best teacher and coach I could be for them, and I was determined to let nothing get in the way. I think often about that first fall at DHS, our first fall. My mother and I lying on different sides of the living room, both exhausted from treatment. My wonderful girlfriend and now wife, Kristen, being as supportive as possible despite living in New York City at the time. All the doctor's appointments and phone calls and follow-ups. And think about how easy it would have been to burn up my sick time and rest. However, I made it through treatment and a few setbacks without taking a single day off. Not for any boastful or stubborn reasons, nor am I opposed to time off when necessary, but because I had such a strong sense of purpose in teaching this group of people that taking a step back from that would have been detrimental to my recovery. I think often of the members of those first classes, Mark Good with all his sass, Reese LeConte with her acuity, Caitlin Aguiar, who spent much of class looking up the songs I was playing for her own playlist, Emmy Clark with her talent and bits of courage shined increasingly as the year went on, chatting with EK before practice, Johnny Gamache being Johnny Gamache. I wondered each day, do these kids know how much they are doing for me? You see, when I initially wanted to go into teaching, I never imagined in my wildest dreams what it might feel like to be so invested in a class of kids. And that's why I tell you this now. Coming to school each day, exhausted from treatment, and spending my morning prep period meticulously obsessing over every detail of our class was a fulfillment of the greater purpose I had discovered at your age. It kept me going, even on the most trying of days. And it remains that way today. I come to school each day to be the best version of myself for you all and to give you the experience you deserve. That is my purpose. I can feel it every time I talk about T Swift with Jenna Caju, every time Haley and Jillian come into my room with fire in their eyes to discuss current events, every time Kristen Medeiros prances into my room with that trademark smile. I think about it when I connect with Savannah Freitas during PACE, listen to Kate and Jaffa's insight in class, or hear Kevin Kaiser's tales from the Senior Assassin game. I think about that purpose when I connect with some of you that I never even had in class, like Kelly Medeiros, who found a home in C28 this year, or talk with JP Kearney at Unified about his future at Clemson. Did you guys know he was going to Clemson? I know he wears that hat a lot, but. I think about it in milestone moments too, like that first day everyone came back, with many of you in tears because you got to be in school with your friends for the first time in 15 months. I was in tears. How many people have jobs that move them to tears? I think about it when Sam Caniff, a man of few words, looked me in the eye on the last day of school and shook my hand after 3 years as his teacher, and seeing him grow from a timid ninth grader to a confident AP Lit senior, and simply said, "Thank you," as we both choked back tears. But in that moment, we said so much more without saying anything else. My high school guidance counselor, Bill Ventura, once told me that success is living your life the way you want to live it. Find your purpose. Find the role you are supposed to play in this world, do it at 100%, and live your version of that dream. I told my AP Lit students on their last day, life is about two things, relationships and purpose. My relationship with this class over the last 4 years has given me my purpose. I wish nothing more than for you all to find yours. Thank you, and best of luck to the class of 2021. Go live your dream.
Thank you, Mr. Lima. At this time, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Bonnie Gifford.
Thank you. Mr. Lima, first of all, thank you for acknowledging that a number of us had tears along the year as we had to make tough decisions and keep our kids in our thoughts as we did that. Mr. Tebow, Dartmouth High School faculty and staff, family and friends, school committee, special guests, and of course, class of 2021. It is my privilege to address our graduates today and affirm their completion of their K-12 education. When schools closed in March of 2020, we thought we would be back in no time. We never envisioned living through another school year wearing masks, social distancing, and engaging in learning remotely. Despite the hardships, you rose to the challenge, completing your studies, participating in clubs, athletics, music, arts, theater, and more. The faculty and staff had your backs. Our team remained steadfast in its determination to maintain our exemplary education system, provide mental health support, and strengthen relationships. Today, as we celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2021, let's also recognize the tremendous work that has been accomplished by this staff and faculty of the Dartmouth Public Schools. 2021 graduation speeches across the country will speak of adversity, challenges, and resilience. Noting that no life is without hardship, we are also reminded that life is rich with joy and that simple pleasures like Friday night games, pep rallies, having lunch with a friend, Barbecues and birthday parties, proms and graduations should never be taken for granted. As we return to some sort of normalcy, let us be thankful for the lessons learned about hard work, positive attitudes, resiliency, strength, and perseverance. As I reflect on what we have done, I am reminded of one of my favorite quotes by British writer Vivian Green. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. You are now ready to step into a new chapter in your life. If anything, this past year has prepared you to face the good and bad with determination and strength. Class of 2021, congratulations. I wish you health, happiness, and much success. And please remember to always be kind. And now, Mr. Thibault, Chairperson Jenkins, school committee, parents, families, Dartmouth Public School staff, the moment you've been waiting for. By the authority invested in me as the superintendent of the Dartmouth Public School District, I certify that these candidates for graduation have fully satisfied the requirements prescribed by the Massachusetts Department of Education, the Dartmouth School Committee, and the Dartmouth High School faculty. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Gifford. And I would invite Dr. Jenkins, as chairperson of the school committee, to come forward to award our diplomas. And our soon-to-be graduates, I would remind you that we have Mr. Mare from Mare Studios here to take your photo. So although we're not going to be shaking hands when you get your diploma, if you can please make sure that Mr. Mare, you line up for Mr. Mare for a nice photo, we would appreciate it. All right, at this time, it's my pleasure to award the first diploma, which goes to valedictorian Sarah Hartman.
Christian David GWODZ-SILVEIRA. Mia Vonjami Clark. INES Oliveira Farias. Abigail Violet Kelly. Carrie Tina Afonso. Caitlin Isabella Aguiar. Aiden Michael Allen. Bianca Suzette Almeida. Joya Olivia Alves. Nathan Seth Alves. Chloe Elizabeth Amaral. Haley Skyla Amaral. Tyler Michael Amaral. Brianna Ray Andrade. Tasia Eliza Andrade. Seth Lee Andre. Ryan Paul Aruda. Benjamin Jacob Aubin. Kaylee Elise Aubin. Noah Thomas Ungst. Erin Kathleen Bailey. Aditya Ram Bala. Siddharth Kumar Banerjee. Liam Roy Barlow. Nicholas Jordan Barnes. Daniel Tomas Barachina Long. Lucas Manuel Batista. Mariah Ty Beniquez. Alex Souza Bento. Cindy Jerome Bergeron. Joshua Costa Bermudez. Matthew Joseph Bernier. Madison Paige Bettencourt. Kaya Amanda Borges. Mia Sohi Borges. Lavender Jane Bork. Hannah Julia Bouvier. Tyler John Brown. Lane Eric Browning. Haley Sky Cabral. Sarah Cynthia Cabral. Jenna Marie Caju. Megan Danielle Camaro. Samuel Paul Caniff. Jonathan Paul Carnes. Ethan Thomas Carpentier. Kyle Charbonneau. Emmanuel Zakia Shadid. Emerson Julep Clark. Christopher Stephen Coelho. Ellie Bree Cook. Brian Jeffrey Cordero. Cassie Lorianne Cordero. Michael Henry Cornell. Haley Ann Correa. Jonathan Parker Correa. Amelia Rose Costa. Julie Jean Monique Craig. Anya Stacia Kroll. Carla Teresa Demore. Vicky Baptista Galdino da Silva. Faith Ann Davis. Miles Antonio de Barros. Colin Joseph DeMant. Should I keep going? Adam Michael DeMello. Emily Ann Dennis. Olivia Ann Dennis. Cameron Christopher Dennis. Emma Kathleen Durrick. Keaton Daniel DeTerra. Luke Jonathan DeTerra. Olivia Julie DeTerra. Willow Rebecca Donnelly. Mason Jude Dupris. Jack Robert Dutra. Olivia Sage Emery. Ariana Bell Enos. Leah Kyla Iana Esplana. Michael Esterlin. Emily Elizabeth Fantasia. Isabella Grace Februariello. Gonzalo Mendonça Felix. Emily Nicole Figueredo. Shay Stephen Fortin. Avery Grace Fouquet. Savannah Elizabeth Freitas. Audrey Elizabeth French. Annika Marie Furtado. Austin Davis Gagnon. John Raymond Gamache. Tyler Donovan Gamage. Amber Marie Garcia. Jillian Grace Garcia. Jamie Lynn Ganant. Grace Elizabeth George. Jacob William Gervais. Julia Morgan Gonzalez. Mark Hunt Good. Matthew Frederick Greason. Dante Paul Goyette. Jamie Nora Hall. Jaffa Jedida Herudono. Ali Bassam Hijazi. Jared Ethan Holmes. Paige Elizabeth Jacobson. Alexander Matson Jacquart. Shomari Vontae Jefferson. Joshua Kevin Jennings. Brady Allen Johnson. Zachary Joseph Joubert. John Patrick Kearney. Kevin James Kaiser. Nathan Raymond Lance. Cassidy Renee Leary. Reese Tate LeConte. Kylie Grace Lee. Kaylee Elizabeth Lemieux. Maya Jane Leonardo. Jake Andrew Levesque. Jameson Robert Lima. Mackenzie Marie Lima. Rachel Yan Lin. Caden Horan Litos. Lisa. Eric Anthony Litos. Peyton Ann Loftus. Joshua Medeiros Lopes. Alexis Valerie Louise. Ashley Elizabeth Lyonnaise. Alexander Scott McGallis. Aaron Cardozo McNooney. Anthony Joseph Manley. Bryce Joshua Martin. Maximus Jaden Martin. Matthew Scott Martins. Zendi Allen Massey. Matthew William McHenry. Faith Ann Medeiros. Kayla Marie Medeiros. Kelly Jane Medeiros. Kristen Ann Medeiros. Joshua John Mello. Olivia Emma Mendes. Chloe Montembeau. Daniela Pixudo Morera. Aiden John Morgado. Audrey Lynn Morin. Mitchell Joseph Morin. Abid Paul Lionel Neron. Jackson Joseph Neves. Teresa Ji Ying Ning. Kimberly Yon Nguyen. Isaiah Christian Nichols. Lauren Alyssa Nielsen. Taylor Rose Olympia. Allison Brooke Oliveira. Jonathan Edward Oliver. Michael Thomas Oswald. Alexis Marie Pacheco. Joseph Pacheco. Caitlin Nicole Pacheco. Savannah Brooke Mauricio Pacheco. Brooke Taylor Paiva. Morgan Adrian Paiva. Asterios Panagiotopoulos. Andrew Nolan Parisi. Emmy Hope Parker. Harsh M. Patel. Mia Dion Payton. Victoria Lynn Pelletier. Miguel Luis Pereira. Rafael Antonio Pereira. Zachary Paul Pereira. Cole Jeffrey Perry. Gavin James Pilling. Caitlin Elizabeth Pimenta. Cole Pimentel. Austin Logan Pimentel. Maya Isabella Kira Pinto. Logan Paiva. Owen Connor Quigley Mello. Caitlin Elizabeth Quinn. David Clinton Rainville. Carolina Ketty Ramirez Ramirez. Aaliyah Ann Ramos. Camden Scott Raposa. Lauren Ashley Raposa. Riley Paige Raposo. Morgan Ray Rebello. Erin Jennifer Reed. Catherine Grace Reno. Elliot Francis Resendiz. Abigail Rhiannon Rose Reynolds. Kate Ann Reynolds. Emily Grace Ribeiro. Jacob Henry Ribeiro. Aislinn Athy Robertson. Leah Elise Robertson. Maya Adriana Rodriguez. Nathaniel Thomas Rosario. Quinlan Abel Roscoe. Catherine Teresa Rosen. Landon Michael Rossi. Ava Corinne Brimswicks. Haley Brianna Salmonson. Sergio Joaquim San Marcos. Oh wait, shoot. Oops.
That's okay.
Savannah Marie Santos. Bailey Rose Spardella. Alexis Schaffstein. Jennifer M. Scott. Catherine Jones Segan. Sumit Shrestha. Ava Reese Silva. Jacqueline Marie Silva. Jason Henry Silva. Jason Scott Silva. Landon Manuel Soares. Madison Corinne Souza. Haley Nicole Souza. Seth William Armand St. Pierre. Aaliyah Marie Stevens. Caitlin Marie Sullivan. Colby Patrick Sylvia. Aiden Joseph Taff. Joseph Russell Tam. Cameron Joseph Teves. Riley Lynn Thatcher. Edward Joseph Tibbles. Michaela Jade Tomaskic. Lauren Marie Torres. Samara Elizabeth Turgeon. Aaliyah Jean Marie Turner. Donald Ray Turner. Ashley Urell. Erin Jade Vadnais. Caitlin Marie Valverde. Jacob Willem Vinziel. Michael Christian Vinziel. Madison Michelle Veloso. Michael Keegan Ventura. J. Nelson Fernandez Vieira. Nicholas Alexander Vieira. Francesca Grace Villela. Timmy Du Vu. Max Ray West. Nathaniel Keys Westfall. Kylie Marion Wheaton. Hannah Amy Wielden. Leah Ty Wilkins. Ella Mary Ann Will. Anna Wolcott. Daniel Wu.
Good job. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our class secretary, Abigail Kelly, who will lead us in the turning of the tassel. But before I do that, I do want to thank, I didn't mention our custodial staff or our maintenance staff, but they worked together today to set up for graduation in this extreme heat. So I do want to make sure I recognize them and thank them for their hard work. I'd also like to thank the band and also the harmonics for performing at today's commencement ceremony as well. And with that being said, I will turn it over to Abigail.
Class of 2021, at this time, I invite you to join me in the turning of the tassel.